Today I'm making what might just prove to be your favorite recipe ever. It's veal piccata with linguine, which could totally be chicken piccata. So easy, so delicious, and it's like one of the most elegant Italian restaurant meals that you can have, and you can make it at home tonight. I'm starting by cooking my linguine because that's how fast this recipe is. It's gonna cook in the time it takes to cook my linguine. Make sure your pot of water is nice and salty. Give it a stir so that your pasta doesn't stick together, and then get cooking. Season your cutlets with salt. These are veal cutlets, but like I said, you could totally use chicken if you wanted to, or even pork. Chicken is probably the most popular, but all of them work equally well. It's a very easy dish to change up the main ingredient. And then dredge it lightly in flour, both sides, just coating and then shaking off the excess flour. This will help with browning, and it'll also help thicken the sauce. I feel like I say that a lot, but it bears repeating, I have to say. These cutlets are really thin. They're gonna cook in a matter of minutes. Over here, have your pan heating. I have a nice big saute pan. Add a tablespoon of oil. I'm using olive oil. Give it a swirl. What you want to do is cook these in batches in a single layer so that both sides get nice and golden brown and they cook through. My pan is really nice and big, so I'm actually fitting everything in one layer. If your pan was a little bit smaller, you probably wouldn't be able to, and you'd need to do this in 2 batches. Nice. Don't leave them in too long because they definitely will overcook. And honestly, if you crowd your pan, that's not such a great thing either. But I have a nice slight slope-sided pan, so I'm good. Probably about 1 more minute on this side. Right before your pasta's done, add a 5-ounce box of spinach, baby spinach, and just stir it in until it wilts. And then immediately drain it. But before you immediately drain it, save some pasta water. So I didn't really mean immediately. Save a little bit of pasta water, set it aside, and then you can drain your pasta and your spinach. Remove the veal and set it aside. You can keep it warm, covered up if you'd like. I'm not gonna cover it because I'm gonna put the cutlets back in the sauce at the very end, so I'm not worried about them getting cold. To the pan, add 3/4 of a cup of white wine to deglaze. Give that a stir. Scrape up any of the brown bits from the bottom of the pan. This is a classic saute dish. Brown your meat, remove, deglaze the pan, make a sauce. Add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice to the pan, and then you just want to reduce this until it's reduced to about 1/2 cup. That might take about 5 minutes. While it's reducing, you can add a little bit of butter to your pasta. Add a tablespoon of butter. Add a little bit of pasta water to your pasta if you want, just to loosen it up a little bit. Not too much. There we go. And to finish your sauce, you're gonna swirl in 2 tablespoons of butter, swirl the butter in off the heat. This is gonna add a lot of great texture. And then 2 tablespoons of capers. What I like to do then is, once my sauce is finished, return my cutlets to the pan, turning to coat so that they all have a nice amount of sauce on them. And you have a delicious restaurant-worthy dinner. Family-worthy, home-cooked worthy, because it's better when you cook at home than when you go out, isn't it? Spoon a little bit of this sauce over your cutlets and you have a restaurant-quality dinner. Put your pasta on the plate first so that the sauce has a chance to absorb into the pasta as it's sitting there. Make sure you get some of the spinach. Give yourself a couple of cutlets, a little cutlet or 2 on top. Spoon some of that sauce over the top of your pasta. Delicious, tangy, delightful, super fast, and probably gonna be your new favorite meal. I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say maybe.